Happy Friday, and welcome back to our podcast series entitled Choose to Live. And this week we are wrapping up week 4 in a conversation about how we can live selflessly and how we have to choose to live selflessly. This is Father Mark over at Christ the Redeemer, and as we have a conversation today about our relationship with others, I want to remind us of who God is and His desire for us. God only wants what is best for us, right? Not only does God want what is best for us, but God wants to lead us. He wants to be involved in every aspect of our life. There's no corner of our heart, and there is nothing that God doesn't want to be a part of. And if we're going to live a non-compartmentalized life, then that means we want to give God permission. We want to give Him space to even be a part of our relationships. Let me ask you a question. For those of you who are married, when's the last time you asked God what kind of spouse He wants you to be? I think our vision of married life is much more determined by Hollywood than it is by Genesis, right? Our image of what it means to be a husband or a father is actually shaped more by the things of this earth than it is by the wisdom of heaven. When you think about who you are as a husband or as a wife, when's the last time you asked God what He thinks about that? What's His vision for you? When's the last time we asked God what His vision for your marriage is? And does He have access to those places of our life? For those of you who are parents, when's the last time you asked God what kind of parent He wants you to be? It's one thing for us to beg for help. It's another thing for us to ask for direction. It's one thing for us to be in crisis mode, begging God to fix this or that. It's another thing for us to ask God to lead us proactively. God, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? What kind of husband, father, mother, wife do you want me to be? When we look at our relationships with maybe our own siblings, with our parents themselves, or even the people that are closest to us, our friends, does God have dominion over all those things? Or have we kind of bitten into the lie that we need to live life on our own terms? If God is going to be a part of everything, then God needs to be a part of everything. And that includes some of the most significant relationships, not just in blessing them, but leading them. So as we look at the end of this week, and as we look back on this week, we acknowledge that God wants to be with us in all things. So here's one thing that you can do. I want you to think about the most significant relationship that you have. Could be as a married person, could be as a parent, could be as with somebody that's just significant in your life. I want you to think about the most significant relationship you have in life. I want you to ask yourself, when's the last time you had a conversation, not with God about that, but with God about how He wants you to live that relationship. See, it's very different than begging God for help than it is asking God for direction. Let's take our hearts to the Lord tonight. Let's ask Him to speak to us about those relationships. And until we see you tomorrow morning, God bless you.